Welcome to the Property Code. I am Nick, and today we are mapping the best states to invest in real estate in 2025. The search demand is loud and specific. People type best states to invest in real estate, landlord-friendly states where cash flow beats appreciation, lowest insurance costs, property tax by state, DSCR loans, and Midwest cash flow versus Sunbelt growth. Those questions are really asking one thing: where will my money work the hardest with the fewest surprises? To make it real, meet two friends, Leah and Marcus. They live on opposite coasts and text late at night about building a small portfolio that does not depend on perfect timing. Leah is a data analyst who loves heat maps. Marcus is a contractor who trusts the view from the curb more than a spreadsheet. One rainy Sunday, they build a 4-part compass to compare states. Growth is the first needle because jobs and people pay rent. Yield is the second, because purchase price must make sense against realistic rents. Risk is the third, because insurance, climate exposure, and water rules can erase cash flow. Friction is the fourth, because landlord laws, taxes, and permitting either speed you up or slow you down. They begin where growth and yield both look promising. In the heartland, states like Ohio and Indiana still offer sensible rent-to-price ratios, often around 2/3 to 4/5 of 1% per month when you buy modest duplexes near hospitals and universities. Property taxes are manageable in many counties, and insurance remains tame away from river floodplains. Their shortlist includes Columbus, Cincinnati, Dayton, Indianapolis, and Fort Wayne. The play here is predictable: clean, durable rehabs, long-term leases, and modest appreciation that compounds while loans amortize. Next, they scan the Southeast for that blend of in-migration and business formation that has defined the past 5 years. Georgia, the Carolinas, and Tennessee check the boxes repeatedly. Atlanta's logistics base keeps demand steady. Greenville and Spartanburg have a manufacturing spine. Charlotte and Raleigh keep minting tech and finance jobs. Nashville remains a magnet for healthcare and media. These are states where landlord statutes are navigable, single-family rentals in good school zones stay occupied, and midterm rentals for traveling clinicians can add a quiet edge without flirting with nightly rental regulations. Taxes are reasonable, though property insurance wants respect in the coastal counties. Inland suburbs, a half hour from job centers, often strike the best balance. They turn to the Sunbelt and feel the push and pull. Texas draws them with job creation, a diverse economy, and no state income tax. Yet property taxes sit high and insurance has crept upward in some regions. Marcus likes San Antonio's steadiness and the ring of suburbs south of Austin, where commute times are tolerable and rents have outpaced construction. Leah's model says to underwrite carefully in areas with heavy homeowners, association fees, and new build competition, then pounce when a builder offers a permanent rate buy-down and a closing credit that makes a rental pencil on day one. In Arizona, they focus on the West Valley and the build-to-rent communities where standardized finishes, heat pumps, and sealed ducts lower maintenance and utility bills and keep tenants longer. Florida gets its own conversation. The jobs and population story is undeniable, and the appetite for new housing is real, but insurance and wind standards make or break a deal. Inland counties and elevated neighborhoods can work well when paired with resilient materials, wind mitigation credits, and water-smart landscaping. Leah's climate risk dashboard grades blocks, not whole cities, and anything with a poor score falls off the list, no matter how pretty the brochure. That rules-based discipline is how you invest in a hurricane state without pretending the weather is a rumor. They put pins in the Mountain West. Utah pairs family formation with employer expansions, and Boise's orbit still attracts remote workers, though entry prices require sharper underwriting than in the Midwest. In these states, cash flow on day one may be slender, but long-hold appreciation and strong credit tenants can justify a well-priced purchase. Fixed-rate debt and a 6-month reserve make the slender years comfortable. Now they add a category for quiet cash flow states that rarely trend on social media. Alabama, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Kansas deserve more attention than they get. Birmingham and Huntsville offer aerospace and medical tenants. Kansas City straddles 2 states with logistics demand. Tulsa's grants pulled in remote workers who never left, and Oklahoma City has quietly expanded healthcare and energy tech. Insurance is generally friendly. Property taxes are not punishing. Landlord law is straightforward. You will not brag about double-digit appreciation, but you will sleep. If your strategy is passive single family with professional management, the build to rent wave matters in 2025. Arizona, Texas, the Carolinas, Georgia, and parts of Florida still deliver finished homes with builder warranties, permanent rate buy-downs, and smart leak sensors baked into the package. When the math works, those incentives create durable savings that beat shiny backsplash credits by a mile. If your strategy is small, multifamily, the Midwest and interior Southeast remain fertile, especially within a short commute of hospitals and universities where midterm leases can be layered legally. If your strategy is commercial triple net, look in states with population growth and landlord-friendly statutes where medical or neighborhood retail tenants sign leases that last longer than a decade. If your strategy is accessory dwelling units, the West Coast and pockets of the Northeast lead on legalization and rebates, though cash flow depends on local rents and fees. Leah and Marcus test their compass on an actual purchase. They choose a brick duplex in Ohio within 15 minutes of a children's hospital. Rents for each unit sit around the high 1,000s, separate utilities keep headaches low, and a DSCR lender sizes the loan using the in-place lease. The rate sits in the mid-6s, fixed. Insurance is reasonable because the property is on a hill outside the 100-year flood line. Their underwriting forces 1 month of vacancy and an expense ratio that includes a real reserve. Cash flow is modest, but the day Leah moves out of the lower unit after the first year, the numbers step from cautious to comfortable. The second deal lands in the Carolinas, a new single-family home in a build-to-rent community with a permanent buy-down funded by the builder. The manager runs a portfolio of identical homes, which means standardized maintenance, bulk pricing on parts, and renewal rates that hover in the sweet spot. The tenants are nurses and logistics supervisors who value a clean, efficient home more than a dramatic location. The third deal becomes a fractional slice of a triple net clinic in Georgia that simply deposits a check every month, thin but steady. A year later, they own in 3 states with 3 different income rhythms, and every mortgage is fixed. So which states rise to the top for 2025? For balanced growth and manageable risk, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Arizona have a strong claim. For reliable yield and lower acquisition cost, Ohio, Indiana, Alabama, Missouri, and Oklahoma build quiet wealth. For long-run growth with careful underwriting, Texas, Utah, and Idaho reward patient owners. For skilled operators who respect insurance and climate, inland Florida can still shine. Those are not trophies on a shelf, they are lanes that match different temperaments. Trends worth using, not fearing, round out the picture. Debt service coverage loans are widely available for small investors once a unit is leased. Green loan products and utility rebates reward heat pumps, induction ranges, and insulation that reduce resident bills and insurance risk. Cities continue to greenlight backyard homes, creating gentle density in states where land is scarce. Artificial intelligence tools can flag corridors where transit expansions and employer announcements are likely to pull rents upward, but nothing replaces a dawn and dusk walk to feel a street's safety and sound. If you want a simple way to choose your state, borrow Leah and Marcus's compass. Score growth, yield, risk, and friction from 1 to 5 based on jobs and migration, rent to price, insurance and climate exposure, and landlord rules and taxes. Any state that cannot clear a 3 on risk gets cut. Any market that needs heroic rent growth to break even gets cut. Then visit your finalists and talk to property managers about turnover, to insurers about premiums, and to permitting desks about how long simple approvals take. Spreadsheets pick candidates, conversations pick winners. By the end of the year, Leah notices something subtle. The states they chose felt boring on purpose. No one deal needed to be perfect. Each was good enough on day one and better a year later. That is the real answer hiding inside the search term best states to invest in real estate. The best state is the one where your plan fits the facts, your lender fits the plan, your manager fits the tenants, and your reserves fit the surprises. If you're standing on the edge, pick one lane and one state that match your goal. If you need cash flow today, start where yield beats hype. If you want a balance of growth and predictability, pick a Southeast metro and buy near real employers. If you value near zero involvement, study triple net slices in growth states and let time do its work. Whatever you choose, fix the rate, fund the reserve, install the leak sensors, and treat residents like long-term partners. That is how you build a portfolio that keeps its promises, no matter what the headlines say.